Welcome to the Ask Ralph Show, where we provide you with valuable financial advice to help you make smart decisions. And today we're diving into a topic that affects many of us, and that's how to save money on your next car. Whether you're in the market for a new or a used vehicle, these money saving tips will help you get the best deal possible. So stay tuned for our episode on how to save money on your next car. This is one you don't want to miss, folks.
Welcome to the Ask Ralph podcast, where listening to an experienced financial professional can help you make sense of confusing questions, current headlines, and industry trends about taxes, small business, financial decision-making, investment strategies, and even the art of proper budgeting, as Ralph makes the complex simple by sharing his real-world knowledge with all things financial. Now here's your host, Ralph Estep Jr.
Here's a quick fact. Did you know that one of the best ways to save thousands of dollars is paying for your car in cash? By doing so, you'll avoid paying interest on a loan and keep more money in your pocket. However, if financing is necessary, don't worry, we have tips for that too, because not all of us can afford to buy a car with cash. So let's jump right into our first tip. And like I said, the first tip is pay cash. If possible, pay for your car up front to save on interest payments. For example, financing a 2024 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring starting at $38,540 with a 20% down payment at 3.9 interest for 60 months could save you up to $3,100 in interest. So we're talking about paying cash for it versus paying interest, which would cost you $3,100 in interest. Tip number 2, research. Before making any decisions, do thorough research on the car you want to purchase. Check Kelley Blue Book values and compare models to determine what features are essential and which ones can be sacrificed to lower the price point. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to see more inventory out there. This has been difficult as of late. Trying to find vehicles that dealers actually have has been a challenge. So even if you were able to research, you may get stuck with what they have. But I think we're starting to see some changes in that. So let's move on to tip number 3. And that's look for manufacturer or dealership financing deals. Keep an eye out for those attractive low or 0% interest rates from manufacturers or dealerships if your credit is excellent. I did a podcast a few days ago on how to get your improve, because this is really important that you improve your credit score so that you can give yourself better options when it goes for time to purchase a car. Number 4, check your credit score before you shop. Knowing your credit score can help determine whether it's worth waiting or working on to improve it before you go buying a car. A higher credit score may qualify you for better interest rates. You don't have that dreaded meeting with the finance manager who tells you that they're unable to help you because your credit score isn't great. Or maybe they whale you with an interest rate that's just off the charts because your credit score isn't too good. So on to step number 5, and that's pre-qualify for a loan. Shop around different lenders to find competitive interest rate offers on new and used cars before starting your search. This will help you keep your budget intact and prevent overspending. I used to be the executive vice president of a credit union. I used to tell our members all the time, if you're in the market for a car, come see me first. Let me pre-qualify you for a loan so that you don't even have to deal with the finance manager at the dealerships. And I'm not making negative comments about the finance men or women at the dealerships. All I'm saying is give yourself more options. Now, number 6, stick to a budget. You're able to use a car affordability calculator to determine whether you can comfortably afford a particular car. This will prevent you from spending beyond your means and potentially save you thousands. I mean, go and look at one of these calculators before you go car shopping so that you're not amazed when they give you a monthly payment. Number 7, which goes right along what we're talking about, and that is estimate your payment before buying. Utilize an auto loan calculator to estimate your monthly payments based on your vehicle's value, tax, interest rate, down payment, and trade-in value. This will give you a clear idea of what to expect financially, so you be prepared. When the salesman ushers you into the finance manager's office, you'll know what to expect. Number 8, and this is an important one, calculate car insurance and taxes. This is all part of the deal, folks. Before purchasing a vehicle, obtain several car insurance quotes based on the type of vehicle you're interested in. Additionally, research your state's tax rate for vehicles to factor that into your budget. This is something you're going to have to add to either your down payment or to your amount that you're financing. Let's move on to number 9. Consider a lower trim level. Opting for a lower trim level can save you thousands of dollars while still providing reasonable and reliable transportation. Don't be swayed by unnecessary features if they don't align with your needs. Now, look, all of us want all the cool bells and whistles and all the newest gadgets, but you really have to look at what those things are costing. I always tell my clients to take a look at that sticker and see what they're really charging for all of those additional options. Another thing to do is, number 10, compare new versus used. While new cars may have higher interest rates compared to used cars these days, deals can be found on less popular models or dealership inventory that needs clearing out quickly. So this is an idea where you might want to compare, new versus used. Number 11, get an instant cash offer on your trade-in vehicle. I'm going through this right now personally. We've got a minivan that we're trading in that we use to cart the dogs around, and we're upgrading it to a little bit nicer minivan. And rather than just going to the dealership and saying, hey, here's my trade, what are you going to give me? We're actually looking at some real cash offers. Kelley Blue Book, you can go on there, put all the specifics in, the VIN number and all that stuff, and they'll actually shoot that out to dealers and trust me, I had this very situation happen yesterday, where they'll call you and make cash offers. You can also look at online buying places like Carvana. So before heading to the dealership with a trade-in, use tools that provide instant cash offers for your current vehicle from multiple dealerships. This allows you to negotiate better deals and potentially save money when purchasing from the same dealership. Let's move on to number 12. Window shop first. Test drive several makes and models before settling on one particular vehicle. Take time to consider all options without feeling pressured by salespeople. The online ability to do this is amazing now. You can basically sit in the front seat of your car right from online. Another thing, number 13, is consider an outgoing model. If there's a new model year debut coming soon for the car you like, consider buying the outgoing model instead of, because why dealerships may offer discounts or incentives to sell these quickly. Number 14, be willing to walk away. Don't feel pressured into making an immediate decision if it doesn't feel right or if there's room for negotiation elsewhere. You're not trapped in a dealership. They don't magically lock the doors when you go inside the dealership. You can walk away. A lot of people don't realize that. And a lot of these salespeople, they're trained to keep you there. What can I do to make this happen today? Number 15, shop online and check prices at multiple dealerships. The internet has given us the ability to do just this. Utilize your smartphone to check pricing at various dealerships and communicate with salespeople. I've literally sat at the salesperson desk and said, listen, I can get this same car down the road for $2,000 less. What can you do to help me? Don't hesitate to use offers from one dealership to negotiate with another. Hey, look, in the end, you're trying to get the best deal for yourself. Number 16, trade in your older model for credit. If you have a highly sought after model, consider trading it at the dealership and using the credit towards your new vehicle. In some states, this can reduce the taxes you pay on the new car. It's a great idea. Number 17, negotiate. Let me say it again. Number 17, negotiate. It's all about negotiation, folks. Don't be afraid to negotiate prices and ask for breakdowns of additional fees or add-ons that you don't want or need. Don't let them add all these junky things to the end. Ask questions and say, I don't want those things. Number 18, lease a car instead. Leasing a car may be more affordable than an outright purchase, especially if it does make sense for you. Look for monthly leasing deals and how you can set those up for low or no down payment options to save even more money up front. Number 19, buy a used car from a private owner. There's all kinds of sites on the internet for this now. Purchasing from a private owner often allows for significant savings compared to buying from dealerships that mark up prices for profit. Listen, they have the right to do that. We're all in business to make money. But make sure you use safe platforms like Private Seller Exchange when buying cars privately. You want to just buy these in some alley on some back street in your town. Well, I hope these tips will help you save money on your next vehicle purchase. Remember, always do thorough research. Stick to your budget and don't be afraid to negotiate for the best deal possible. Listen, in the end, be sure to share this podcast episode with friends and family who could benefit from these money-saving tips. I think this is a podcast you want to share with anybody that's in the market for a new car. You can visit our podcast page at www.askralphpodcast.com, where you can leave us reviews or voicemail messages with any questions you'd like us to answer on future episodes. This episode has been brought to you by Saggio Accounting Plus, experts in financial management that you can trust. Well, that's all we have for today's episode of Ask Ralph Show. Stay tuned for more episodes where we tackle your toughest financial questions. Until next time, keep asking Ralph. And like I said, go to our website, AskRalphPodcast.com. Click on the little microphone icon down at the bottom and leave us a message, and maybe you will be featured on one of our next podcasts. So take care, my friends.
Thank you for joining us on the Ask Ralph podcast. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to our next episode. And remember, financial issues don't have to be complicated. Just ask Ralph. The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Saggio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media, Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.